Hello, this is FG back with E4 Anbennar, taking up with the Giberd campaign. I'm just going to keep calling them Giberd because I think it's funny. Alright, so where were we? Yes, waiting for our artificial research to be done with. Yep, help them out. And we want to build that. Alright, in terms of aggressive expansion, we do still have some. So we're going to wait for that to burn off. Do not like that. We will build engagement width, morale, and I'll do that. Okay. One thing I could start doing is do this and covert action, build a spy network here. Alright, who is Tear Allied? Everyone. I'm not sure I actually ever want to conquer Silver Forge, so they might actually just be left alone. And manufactories need to get built. Alright. We'll eventually want to develop all of these provinces. Okay, that's good. We won't have any prosperity because of the rain. Alright. Espionage, prospering times. Ooh, good. What do we got? Bennon Hill. Testing grounds. I suppose better rural infrastructure. Yeah, let them hold their meeting. We will take that because we also want the State House. I can get rid of that. Right of council, free enterprise. Don't care about that. Production, Rylanar, Condottieri. Suppose I can do this one. Although they do hate me a little bit. Current emperor is Wesdam. Do we have improved relations? Not enough. So we will do that. Who are our rivals? Vern. Get those extra mana points. We can actually build a second army now. 27. Alright, we can just do a 24, 10, 6. yeah, we'll go ahead and take that for the extra discipline. Extra discipline, sorry. Choked for a moment. Monarch lifespan really doesn't do much for me. Don't want to build it there. What are the benefits of the State House? Yeah, we'll build it here. State needs the money, so I can build more state houses. And then I will build one in Giberd. I'll do that. On man. Okay, if I was to declare war on them... I'd really want to build my other army first. I will need 750 ducats to build. Very well. Arithmetons. Alright. So now, what we want is... come here and throw a... tech trade here. Tech trade here. And a lane spinner. Where's lane spinner? Here we are. And then we will need to go... inventions, we'll take that off. And we will do... wind in our sails. Trade makes the world go round, and we've only become more aware of this fact as our power over Asmaria has grown. Now that the lush lands of the Esmar are in our control, a few brilliant minds have devised a most ingenious device indeed, the mighty wind tower. Large, artificered windmills that would ensure eternally favorable winds for our trade ships up and down the rivers of Asmaria. This will revolutionize the speed and efficiency of our trade. Okay. So we do that. Stalin, Sanathal, and Pink Lady. The Pink Lady's power. Fair Esmar has many branches and tributaries, and trade flows down these rivers like the water in its streams. For us to control the wealth of the river in Asmaria, we must find some sort of arrangement regarding the last major external tributary of the Esmar and Pink Lady, held by a Stalin. What exactly this arrangement should be... is of great debate, with some voices calling for a total embargo, others for all-out war, and more mild voices for the purchase of trading rights upon these rivers, though the cost will surely be heavy. Yes. Stalin. Local trade power. Okay, a Stalin produces silk. Ugh. Caravan power is terrible. Whilst artificery is our defining achievement, and amongst one of our crowning achievements, is our defining advancement and amongst our crowning achievements. Our nation is Asmeri to the core, and the river Esmar defines the Asmeri. Its many tributaries and branches shape the geography, settlements, and trade of the region. Over time, all major tributaries have fallen under our control but one. The Pink Lady tributary is an infuriating artery of the river trade network, which lies out of our hands and in a difficult position to take. For us to establish true Asmeri trade dominance, we must address this. The Technomancers favor a less than favorable deal towards a Stalin. Overpaying their share of the trading rights on the water, the Burlites propose a more radical, complete embargo of a Stalin trade, content to make sure that we should not be able to benefit from it. That should we not be able to benefit from it, they certainly shouldn't. The Mechanists, as always, have a radical solution, a full-on military campaign to seize the Pink Lady and Esmeria wholesale. I don't want that, so it's going to be one of these two. Let's lock off a Stalin trade from Ismeria permanently. We're going to try and support the Technomancers as much as possible. I'm going to... which one of these has the most governing cost? Anbennar. Yeah. So I am going to go ahead and build this right here. And then here we are going to build this. Okay, now we need a tier 2. Okay, now we just need money. Yeah, we'll integrate the goblins. And we need to save up money to do the next event. Oh, come on. You're at Flagellant Frenzy. I do eventually want to work my way up to the Heartland borders, and eventually we want the Dane's Crown, which will mean actually seizing the city. And then doing other stuff. And then we want arithmetons. And how much? 1,000 ducats. Alright, that's easy. Do that, turn lead into gold. Asmeri Rebellions. Now, of all things to happen, the skies pouring down blood in some god's war was not even our wisest artificers could have predicted. But the panic it's inspired across all levels of society is utterly undeniable. Despite our customary sang-froid, even we would struggle to calm the terrified populace without help. Fortunately, help does exist. The charitable rebellions, whilst quite odd, would be a boon to our realm's knowledge and are willing to provide alms to the panicked peoples if we welcome them into our realm and protection. Alright. Conwell needs a fort. Rebellion Society. Oh yeah, that's great. So Conwell needs a fort, and Rylenar needs a fort. Okay, I'll do that, and that. And we can go ahead and develop this. That button. Alright. Miltech, and we'll take that. Wield Magus Shields. Yeah, we'll take extra fire. And then we need forts in these two provinces. But for the moment, we are just going to go ahead and build an extra army. Yeah, whatever. This will take us 5 over, which is perfectly fine. We also need to develop our realm and get rid of these points. I'd actually prefer that. Do this. Level up. Rain hits the capital. Okay, could get 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, I'll get rid of these guys, and then get 4 artificers. Administrative issues. Okay. Protecting kin and rebellions. Okay. Needs a fort. And then Rylanar needs a fort. Crimson Deluge is over. Huzzah! Get an extra cavalry here. Learnings of an Elder. All livestock. $25 development. I could do that. Yeah, we can start working on that. Let us do Rylanar first. And we will get that button, hit that button. And we will do this. Alright, so that is those two. The barracks. Barracks. And protecting kin and rebellion. And I'll take the hit to prestige. Yeah, mercantilism for now. Learnings of an elder. Let's do military power. Or more than 25 total development. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do this one. Okay, so if I was to declare war on Hacienda, get 73,000 in. I do also want to grab Tear because that's as merry as well. Siege ability. These are provinces I want to develop. Cliff doesn't need to be developed. Okay, that's good. Song Barges is next. Okay, that one's done. That button. Alright, there we are. That's another one done. Okay, this edict can come off. This edict can come off. So we need to do those provinces. This one needs to be developed as well. We will go ahead and flip that over to encourage development. Okay, that's great. Okay, barracks, more barracks everywhere. And then we will need to build more farm estates as well. Okay. I actually don't have claims on that province. So we will go ahead and declare war for that. And we will call those four in. Rogeria and Arboron are actually going to be the issues. Who's sieging that? They are. I'll take that. Deliberative design. Centralized state. Economy, economic theory. No. Free trade. Mercantilistic approach. Remote mercantilism. I don't think I'm gonna be. Sure, we'll do deliberative design. Let's do diplomats, soldiers of mark, quartering of troops, advisor cost. Yeah, we'll do this, that. No meritocracy. Do not want to do that. Yeah, more corruption. Super easy. Yeah, that should probably be enough to get Arboron out. Alright, I think I'm gonna have to go settle on their capital for a moment. Another chance. Let's do economic growth. And what else do these need? Barracks, farm estate. Okay, those are both building farm estates. That one's building one. Already is fully developed. Let's go ahead and encourage development down here. Because this province needs to get developed. Go ahead and build the barracks first. It's grain. That's also grain. Encourage development in Yellowford. Okay, and we want to build a farm estate. That already has what it needs. Encourage development here. Alright, and throw a barracks down right there. Alrighty. Arboron, give me all of your cash. Okay, good. '61 aggressive expansion. Alright. And we can take that off. Alright, let me go back to my inventions. It's 5% trade efficiency versus 15% trade efficiency. This gives me production and national tax as well. I actually like that production more, I think. And then self-cleaning parchment. I need to sit right there, and I also would like to improve relations. Okay, don't need to do that anymore. And then I need a rampart and defensive edict. Okay, I don't actually need that. I need the prosperity. Let's do Raola. Oh, I need to follow his Myral, not Raola. Thought it was either or. Whoops. That's fine. Spellbook. Mass Charm. Valiant Artificers, good. Yeah, skill 3 Court Mage. Warnings of an Elder, I'll take that. And we will go with the half-off Court Mage. Okay, we do need just any type of skill 3 military advisor. Okay, and we will core all of that up. And eventually we will want to accept the Arborani. On the Artificers, Growth Beans. Production efficiency. Let's go with the Growth Beans. Alright, I think we're done with development. Okay, it's good. This needs a barracks. It's getting it. Those two provinces need stuff as well. This one's getting what it needs. Repay that loan, and go ahead and upgrade that to level C3 Center of Trade. Mind over matter. Yeah, you do want to support their independence. Please just give me a discipline advisor. Good enough. There's nothing left for me to build. I'll just improve with outrage countries for now. Suppose I can save up for Vanbury Guild, I guess. Let me actually collect from here. An extra 26 ducats. Castle Clarine. The sky is raining blood, enemies look jealously upon our city, and quite frankly, your castle is so last century. Torben Glibgear. With the recent revelations about Castellus and the gods themselves battling in the sky, it's growing harder and harder to maintain order and peace in Giberd, leading many to panic and despair, but we cannot succumb. We've always invented our way out of problems, and this will be no different. Our finest engineers and advisors have hatched a plan to make our city an impenetrable fortress, and a device to keep the skies above Gibert clear of the same bloody rain that haunts Canor. Tellum. Okay, I can improve relations with Tellum. No edict. No edict here, and no edict here. Okay. Recall. Nowhere else in the Empire can you get goods as good as Gibberti goods, thanks to the mighty artificery at our command. We stand to benefit immensely from selling trinkets and knickknacks to the Empire and beyond. But first we must make demonstrations, arrange deals, and wow the world. For us, simple work. The artificers of Canor. Anyone can be an artificer, this is true. But few are so inclined to it as us gnomes. Our natural intelligence and curiosity, after all, originated artificery, as far as anyone can remember anyways. And we have pushed its limit further than anyone else. It is the gnomes, artificery's most proud patrons, who accompany it across vast distances of Canor, showing its benefits and making it a staple of everyday life. With a bit of patronage, we can encourage this trend even further. Alright. Have I cored that already? Yes, I have. Dame's crowns do. So for 10 years, we'll get that. Nothing good comes without a cost. This is true of many things in life, but it seems not every innovation is sacred. As the spendthrifts and merchants of Dame's Crown have sent a letter to the office of the Hierarch demanding that our precious and unique wind towers, which facilitate our trade across Esmeria, also be built in their nation, so as to ensure a fair balance of trade, which is, of course, a thinly veiled attempt to maintain their trading strength. Nevertheless, the harsh sanctions and economic might they wield means that ignoring them is absolutely not feasible for our nation's prosperity. Thus, the guilds have been assembled, and 3 guilds have forged 3 solutions. The technomancers argue there's no point in not building the wind tower, saying they'll figure them out eventually. And it keeps us on good terms. The Burlites argue that we should build the wind towers and make sure they send every ship straight to Gibert. The mechanists suggest simply shooting the Dame's Crownmen until they stop complaining. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, that's the one tower. What else can we get? Need to do that. That needs a barracks. Yeah, we'll do that for the better cannons. Large cast iron cannons. I'll go ahead and provoke these guys to revolt. And then these can get farm estates. Right. Call that guy. They can go back to drilling. Okay, what else do we need? Just these two provinces. And then 30 light ships or 30 transports. Um, 30 transports, I guess. And Ryland. Oh, not that. Yeah, sure. We got rebellions pretty much everywhere. What's the rebellion look like? That. There's my trade advisor. I would actually like trade advisor as Mary. Right, do that. Let's actually get 5 more heavies. Embarrassing Berylite. Yep. Do the Diplo. And then both of these need to go up to 25. Alright. All paper provinces have 12 diplo development. And we get it in Theranon. Alright, that makes sense. Okay, this just needs a manufactory. So, I mean, that is a valid manufactory. Build one there as well. And then over here, already have that. Purge development. Sainthal done. What would I need? A mill. Alright. Go ahead and do that for later. You have been chosen. Alright. Okay, that's almost done. Council of Technocrats. Yeah, Delta's gonna rule until she dies. We'll go ahead and take that. Let me get rid of... 10 of them. It's actually 11. Combat width is 27. I'll get rid of one of those. Sure, we'll do that. We will also go up spy network there. What is our aggressive expansion like? It's not much. And I'll do state firearm regiments for the extra Jill gain. And we will do... What is that? Nope. Boltazan's the thing. Yeah. Usability. And you know what? We are going to declare a war on them. The moment we get the chance, which will be in a month. I have to say, I thought I timed that correctly. Alright, and we want... Nine-way, I guess? It's our 80... 104,000 versus their 142,000. But a bunch of that is from Wex and Laurent, who is disloyal, so they shouldn't be coming to help. Yeah. And how many men does Arboron have? 40,000. I suspect that our quality is going to be better. So I'm not super worried. You know what? I will work on the Giberd Academy of Engineering. That... I can develop this. Okay, I got that up to 12 development, which is great. And then that's up to 12 development, which is great. And then I want textile manufactory. And this needs 14. Alright, that's good. Yeah, why not? I like development. I don't care much about money. Because we have enough of it. Let me get another month. Alright, I think... Nope, I don't make quite enough money. Unless we were able to piece out Wex for cash. No, we will not be able to do that. Oh well. 3 loans. How many cannons can we possibly have? 12. Rings of an Elder. I'll do the Diplo. There goes Grotesque. The what is actually friendly to me, which is very cool. Okay, if I wanted to piece Wex out, I could take this one province, which would finish up Esmeria for them. Still aren't great at fighting, although boy do they take damage when they fight us. Ashiender separatists. Let me peace out. Ashiende, they're done. Lickern Heart, the evil bastards are also done. There's my army. We'll go ahead and take that. I should have paid off loans. International book market. Yes! Great. Extra money for paper, which is great. Oh, the proud Laurentish fleet falls. Eaten up by a bunch of gnomes. Yeah, I want 2 more artillery. Yeah, let me just... these I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of. These are gonna get upgraded and then can protect trade into Dame's Crown. And... Alright. Who else wants to get out? Hammer home. Vern. Wex is willing to let me take this province from them. However, first I need to go to my spellbook, do Mass Charm. Take that. Okay, I will have to do stuff with that province, though. Now let's do broaden executive powers for that. Minus 2% all power cost. Okay, and from Arboron, if I take this, that's a bit of a coalition. That's too much. And we will rival Corvuria and Rombar. Yeah, I'll take the money, pay off all my loans. I need to build that. That. Right. What happened? Corruption? Alright, that should be gone. Yep, do the artificer stuff. God, look at these pathetic provinces. No, fuck you, Westbam. I'd like to see you try and stop me. Yep, that. Well, Esmar, everything is full board besides that. Okay, general with 100 tradition. Okay, that comes off. Diplomatic power. Sure. Recall. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and fabricate claims on... let's go with the commons. Actually, I will go down that way. I'll accept the RNEs. Sure, we'll do that. Gives me something to use my money with for. And then loaned magic cavalry. Alright. Economy actions, revoke embargo. I do actually want to overt action, build a spy network, tactician. Good. Yeah, good point. Oh, yeah, we're building a fort there. Makes sense. Dude, East Dame's here. Sure. Please finish coring. I very much want that. Growth beans. Alrighty. Is that clear skies? The Wu Peng Ginsande has served Giberd proud for many years now, having delivered us in style to the most consequential acts of diplomacy in our bid for electorship. As our methods have grown, however, the Lubang has started to seem almost quaint and crude. No more. With the Lubang Gedsade as the base, we will construct an even grander vessel, one built to wow and awe those nations who watch our artistry carefully. The Shudain Kemas will be the greatest triumph of Gibert. Alright. Yeah, that. And is that a... No, that is a global modifier. Transfer there. Right. Who are Silverforge choosing to be Emperor? Okay, here, I have to develop this, do that, and we can stop doing that, and build a farm estate here, renowned seafarer. Only Ibivar and Silverforge are still our friends. Oh, sure, I'll ally with Giberd. Emperor is currently losing authority, which is good. Adventures wanted. Okay, I'll just find the artificers. Need a tier 2 artificer invention. Does that count as tier 2? I want it anyways, so I don't care too much. Okay, these are actually developed provinces, which is cool. Yeah. Is that... That is the League War. Yep, that's the League War. Giberd needs a higher level fort. We'll do that. And we will flip over to Azmiral. Imperial Archive. Yeah, sure, we'll do Imperial Archives. Trust your neighbors. Give me the cash. I need to do something with the merchant. Design transfer trade. Combat was now 29. Let's go and do 2 more here, 2 more here. And give me a little bit of mercantilism. Alright. Um... Okay, there we are. And we will go with Smyril, and she, or he, is a free thinker, which is good. Alright, protecting kin and rebellions. Oh bother, Thimble Thomble, head of the rebellion chapter in the city of Giberd, reportedly upon learning of the start of the League War. Canor has officially lost its mind. Tension is brewing across the continent over the divide between Adiest and the Coronites, with zealots on all sides threatening our state and our close friends, the rebellions. We in the rebellion share a common truth, that our only allies are each other. It is thus only natural that we cooperate close than ever to make it through this troubled time. What to do about rebellions? When we opened our door to the rebellions, none predicted just how many would flood into our realm, settling down and planting roots across various urban centers in Giberd. Now they've been nothing but lovely neighbors, and their incredible scholarly knowledge has made many within the guild ask if it would not be prudent to integrate them and their far-reaching expertise into our government. The only question on most minds is how much should they be integrated. This has quickly become a quite contentious issue, as some have grown more suspicious or perhaps never grew to trust in the first place. The technomancers argue for complete integration across all levels of government, with the good name of the rebellions and their scholarly demeanor becoming synonymous with Giberd across Canor. The Brillites favor a more moderate approach, ensuring that whilst the rebellions are welcome into government, they will always be secondary to artificers. The mechanists, most paranoid of all, believe that any who join the rebellions must be prohibited from joining guilds or growing too close to the apparatus of state. Fortunately for us, these changes need not be permanent and will likely fluctuate with elections to come. Trade efficiency, tech cost. That's a terrible modifier. Although I'm not really... I guess the admin efficiency is good. Actually gives us positive 5%. Sure. And I will do this one. We can go ahead and pop our Golden Age. Get a claim on Dame's Crown. And then we can build... Actually, we won't build any more ships for now. Okay. Yep, as Mary. I will do that for an extra promoted culture. And I would like to go ahead and do that. Do this, please. Go ahead and give me Alright, that's good. I'm gonna not do that anymore. Take that. I suppose I could do religious, national unrest, separatism, heretics, promoted cultures, heathens. I'll do tolerance. I don't usually do tolerance. Uh, yeah, support the war effort. Republican tradition, conscription, progress. Hypothetically, if I was to declare war right now... what about them? Alright, and to strike an anvil, we need 30 artificery. What's our trust at? 100. And then, can we get 30 artificer capacity? Can. Alright, so we are going to economy, send gift. Also, would like them to transfer their trade power. And we need 30 artificery capacity. Conventions. To strike an anvil. Silverforge and Giberd have long been traditional allies. We constitute two of the four non-human electors and are among the oldest non-human sovereign states in the Empire. Thus, we are naturally inclined to work together, especially since... Now they approach us with a most interesting request. It is only fair to hear them out. Alright. It'll cost how much? Near enough, roared Dimble Doomwhistle, eyes bulging in their skull at the outrageously large number quoted. A price so high it could bankrupt Gibert 10 times over, and it'll take that long? A nod is their answer. It all started 2 weeks ago with that damn letter. Silverforge, our old allies, finally requesting repayment on the open-ended, long-standing favors we granted them for their support. It seemed simple enough at first. Some assistance for their hold-building endeavor, until our best scientists and engineers ran the numbers and calculated the sheer amount of time, money, and effort required. The result they received was ruinous, enough to make the artificers wonder how the old masters of the Dwarvar even managed to build one of these things, let alone the dozen odd that stand. To deny Silverforge would be spit upon one of our oldest friends, and would surely be a black mark upon our reputation and friendship. Still, something must be done, something less disastrous. Once again, the three factions get to whispering. The Technomancers want to seriously build the hold. That would be incredibly costly, but should not be a financial ruin. The Brillites want to at least put in some effort, but they are hardly enthusiastic about giving it their own. The Mechanists, pragmatists as always, have no interest in repaying some decade-old favor. So for 10 years... Alright. And we want to do this. Alright, there we are. Sure. Yeah, why not? Sure. Alright, if I was to declare war on them... be a fairly easy war. Aggressive expansion looks fine. We can call on all three of them. Alright. No. Excellent. Yeah, national unrest is good. Yeah. I just want one province, and... cultural... Yeah. What am I doing? Yes. Spellbook. Mass Charm. Alright. That is... basically all of Ismaria. Let me go ahead and go to action, fabricate on the Dame's Crown. That can stop. Can go ahead and improve with allies. These two can come back. And we'll have 3. Okay, whatever. Oh yeah, that's working. It's just not showing up right there. Sir. Senathali Institute of Song. Which is that, 15,000? To hold dreams into reality. Yeah, we're just gonna do that. And we're also going to drop that. And we are going to have to not pay our troops or our fleet. And we're going to try and get as much cash as possible. We'll pay for it. We will pay the full 15,000. We just need to save up the money for it. How much do I get from my merchant guild loans? Each of my loans is 620, so 3,000. Alright, yeah. We'll be able to pay for it. We will be able to pay for it. Yes. Development. We will take volunteer heretics. And some more development here. Can't support it right now. I'll take prestige. Oh no, there goes my good general. Alright, I'm ready. Give me the event. The Empire is falling apart, which is good. Alright, we can turn this back up and activate our forts again. we can also... where is my sliders? That, of course, we'll turn that all the way up as well. Next round of cultures is great. We'll do East Emirians. I do want to take some East Emirian provinces at some point. Build regimental camps. Let's do that. You do that. People are disappearing. We will pay. All right. Now we want to build regimental camps everywhere we can. Okay, so let's get 5 here. Another 10. And this needs a barracks. Barracks, farm estate. Okay, so we want to get rid of 10 of these boys, which brings us to combat with 29. Then get rid of 2 more. Truth shall set you free. And I'll propagate religion. All right. Can't propagate religion there, though. Okay, so... when is the next election? 7 years. Eureka. Alright. So we need 1 tier 2 invention to be active. Yeah, whatever. Growth beans, 15 production for Whole bunch of stuff. Vendorless stall, trade efficiency. Yeah, I'll do this one. It was a Portnamer gnome who first observed that most people in this world are happy enough to bear any indignity if provided with enough bread to stave away hunger and circuses amusing enough to stem their misery. Now, naturally, Asmeria is a lovely place to live anyways, thanks in large part to our genius guidance, but we've more to do yet. With the power of artificery, some have begun to wonder if we couldn't massively increase the yield of crops and cattle feed across our realm, stoking our economy, feeding our needy, and supplying our army, or perhaps even creating a new delicacy. Either way, the only way to find out is to try, so that our people may reap the reward. Let it be known that none shall starve in our realm. Minar. Province owner needs a 25 ducat gift. The Dame's Head is a place of great importance in trade and war, host to mighty fleets and warships and trade ships alike. It is our duty to the people in the future of artificery to master it the waves, from the vast Dame's Head to the serene Esmar, and invest appropriately so that our coast is protected and our riverboat parties stop causing such destruction. A river and coast guard shall ensure the best of both worlds. With some advice from the Minarans, will tame the waves, and much more impressively, the Esmeri. Arcane arts and artificery. There can assuredly be no greater enemy to progress than those who stand to gain from the status quo, and none have more to gain by stamping down our artificery than the Magisterium, the regressive old coven of fools and Luddites who shun the future as dangerous in their secretive and mystical ways. Perhaps it is. Still, if our wonderful fair is to go ahead, we have to employ every trick in our arsenal and develop a plan, as they demand to have a permanent presence on the fair boat, to watch every single invention ahead of time and deny anything dangerous, surely whatever they seek to suppress or hide. Their request is incredibly audacious, but the Magisters are rich enough to ensure it is not questioned by any, and thus our council has convened with 3 potential plans of action. Operation Razzle Dazzle, suggested by the Technomancers. Magisters are only men at the end of the day, and they are nothing if distractible with sufficient wealth and impressive displays of artificery. Operation Nomical Network, suggested by the Brilliants. Fire up the printing presses of Conwell and Giberd and begin a massive disinformation network to confuse the public and turn them against the Magisterium efforts here. Operation Kill the Bastards, suggested by the Mechanist. The Magisterium has been a foe to us at every step along the way. Why waste our time on them? Again, just gun them down and let God sort them out. We will do Operation Razzle Dazzle. We do want to keep sticking with the Technomancers. And then we want... Alright, there we are. Not being able to research is not the worst thing in the world. And we do election reform, corruption, crown land. Hearts of Heathens, which is not useful to us, but that is okay. Where is the rebellion state? As per usual, it spawns in Anbennar. We'll do military principle, I guess. Do production efficiency. Ugh. Raise the cube. Let's Calcasandar get Karen power. Karen power is terrible. What great power are we? Number 1. Okay. So that will be done. You have to do curtain call. All cloth provinces need... What? Base product... 12, base production, a workshop, and a manufactory. Okay, that is getting done. New Commandant, 5% discipline. Want this one. Improved relations is great. Okay, do I have a truce with Arboron? No. Could do another army. There goes my court mage. Get rid of them. We'll do missionary strength now. That is clearly not meant for us. Alright, and combat width is 29, so he said 26. 26. 6. Up to 15 cannons. Yep. Alright. Even our finest artificers would be hard-pressed to deny how impressive the Vanbury Steelworks Intelligear are, but it would thus be utterly foolish for us not to use this foundation to improve our most famous trade, glass and paper. Let us convert this foundry of steel into a glassworks and use the byproducts to make our paper production soar. Now, this might irritate some artificers in our realm for the damage to the foundry, but the benefits from our economy will prove themselves in the long term. Alright. So we need one active Tier 1 economic convention. And then centralization. Alright. Artificery is about being on the cutting edge of the future. We push the limits of the possible and shine light onto the unknown. This is an attitude which is proliferated across our culture, as fashion, an old friend to the Asmeri, is pushed to new styles and shockingly fine garments made of augmented cloth or even imported silk, whilst our artificers bedazzle themselves in magical garments which are as fantastical as they are varied. From glowing goggles to cloaks that were always dramatically billowing, the elite of Giberd always strike a fine figure. This is all thanks to our artificery, but the cultural presence and money to be earned with future investment necessitates us to spend and dazzle the world. Alright. Theranin needs its palace to be upgraded, which is doable. Actually go to the nobility and hand them that, and then that. And then we see some land. Alright. That almost fixes it. Merchant skills, you can have some land too. Alright. We will actually flip this over to Aranese, so it matches the rest of the province. I'll take another free policy. Yeah, we'll do national rest, sure. We can get rid of... Yeah, we can't do that yet. And we can do... all Gnomish shooters. Okay. It is time to do a warfare. Okay, transferring there. Transfer here, I guess. Pierce Estier and Einspinner. Okay. We are going to take Dame's Crown. How long is their truce? It's up in 2 years. Yeah, I don't want to wait that long. I actually probably need 2 armies down in the south. Jesus Christ. Level 6 fort. Okay, that's done. Eric's metal camp. Half elf graffiti. Yeah. And what we want is these 3 provinces. James Crown has been sieged. What type of province is this? Plains. Alright, we lost that. And we took significantly more casualties than them. Well, not significantly more, but more. Okay. So I want to attack this. Stack wipe. Ventricle Minister. Yeah. Alright, so hopefully when I siege Lex Hill, they will be willing to surrender. And neglect, sure, do that. So it seems like we either stack wipe them or we lose because we're outnumbered like 6 to 1. Alright, Lex. Are you willing to leave? Yes, you are. Alright. Gonna attack that. Good. Recover a bit. Alright, we'll send another one south. This is another one of the full artificer armies. Brillites. Who do I need to elect? Technomancer. Alright. Technomancer ruler. And now we need to wait. As work has finally begun on completing Anvilrite, a cycle of chaos has immediately reared its gnomish head once again. Teams of gnome builders who have never worked in the underground before are causing frequent cave-ins with their artificery equipment, learning how best to use them, while dwarven builders have had to dedicate time and resources to digging them out. Adding to innumerable problems, overseers on site have attempted to cut wages to keep the project on a strict budget after the loss of several drills. This is causing dwarven builders to blame their gnomish workmates for the wage loss. This has culminated once again in a fistfight between two excavation teams, adding even further to the delay. Eventually, another deal is discussed, drawn up, and debated and signed, as the gnomes given proper training on digging underground and teaching the dwarves how to utilize the artificery equipment of Giberd. As the years drag on, the Chancellor finds another message in the halls of Giberd, carrying a letter celebrating that the digging has finally started at a routine pace and the balance sheet is fully resolved for now. The messenger then calls for another two messengers, this time carrying a 40-foot-long, 4-gnome-wide scroll of expenses. As Adnam's hair grays in real time, he whispers a prayer to Esmeralda once again. Then he gives his reply once more. Alright. We'll do that. And we will take 6,000 buckets worth of debt. Yeah. I'd have to go back and so I can make sure that I actually siege the provinces that I need. Alright, is the game going to load? Took me forever, but yeah, it did. Yes, for local research. Not, I can bombard that for it. One province. And then I can bring the fleet right there to speed up how quickly I can actually siege it. The fake hierarchy. Yeah, do that. Alright, so from Wex, heated debates, I'll take the stab loss. Late salaries, pay the elite troops. Do another missionary. Alrighty, so from Wex, I refuse to hand anything over. Thing go right there, thing sit right there. And Dervig, get out of the war. And Wex. Yep. That one. Actually did manage to win that. It cost us a few men, though. Alright, now have 8 active ventricles. And we want to go to the Merchants Guilds, take out loans, and we'll pay. Will be very costly, but it's fine, we have the money. Alright. And we want to go talk, do the mass charm. Alright. Calisonic Trading Company. Alrighty. Plentiful harvest, good, cash, pay off loans. Alright, let's grab the armies and move them back. Do transfer trade power and transfer trade power. Alright, we're just gonna have to take that. Okay, pay off more loans. We are almost done paying off loans already. Who all has control of this? Armani Temple. Yeah. We'll come get you eventually. Alright. Still has the loans. What do we do next? Advisor cost, sure. But... where is... Oops. And then I also want to do private trade fleets. Should have done that before I bought it, but doesn't really matter all that much. Okay. Central Minister. No, we're good. That. We have a vendor call, so we can vote. Erudite. I'll do frequent elections. Alright. Audit the government. Tech trade in Dame's Crown. Could move my trade there, and then transfer trade power there. I think that makes me more money. We'll do that. This army needs to move over to Giberd. He died. Anywhere we don't have that? No. And protect trade in the Dame's Crown. Okay, yeah, that is one that we would like to upgrade. That's already a level 3 center of trade. Yep, that's transferring, that's transferring. It's transferring. Let's declare war on the Army Temple. They would not join. Look at that. And we can use manpower. Alright. And that. First rebellion debate is over. Yep. I like our dwarves. We will take Tech 16. Chambered demi-cannons. Yep. And I'll upgrade Calcasandar, why not? It's terrible, but not like we have much else. Gnome modified organism. Jesus Christ. Digging continues at a consistent pace, with Gnomish and Dwarven excavation teams working hand in hand. For once, no new issues emerge. Instead, deep in the depths of Anvilrite, lanterns shake and shudder from symphonic reverberations of drills, picks, and explosions. Gnomes and dwarves are finally getting along. The artificery gear is working without fault, and the tools are properly calibrated to work in the caves and caverns underground. And there hasn't been pay disputes in months. Indeed, the overseers of the project report that morale is at an all-time high, as the infeasible has become feasible in front of their eyes. As word gets out, the digging continues at a rapid pace, and the final stages of Anvilrite hold near reality. A festival is planned for the day the hold is finished. It promises Dwarven and Gnomish cultural traditions combined into one great day of historical celebration. Alright, let me just go ahead and do that. However, as the messengers lavish praise upon the project, Odnan hears the scroll of expenses being dragged across the floor once more. This time it is 60 feet tall and 6 gnomes wide. The additional costs of preparing festivities are now part of the hold's budget, of course. Odnam contemplates retirement for a serious moment before giving his answer to the messengers. So, for 20 years we'll get 50% manpower recovery speed. Right, and of course we want to pay off the big loans. Aggressive expansion is non-existent. Pay off one more loan. Alright. That works. Rothanan. Okay. I think I'm probably gonna have to do a lot of the work here. I need to siege down Wex as quick as possible. And get off more of the 4%ers. Alrighty. West shield. Finally. And that, let's start building manufactories in all the places that I can. What if I got rid of a dock? Okay, so that is not taking war score. Power recovery speed. Sure. And another... more manufactories, actually. We will send this army up north. Oh, there goes my Inquisitor. Yeah, sure. Yes, please hold them in place for a second, Lauren. Okay, so those guys back. I can get rid of the courthouse here and build a mill there instead. Okay. Sure, I'll do this and go up north. Yep. Right. That is the final 4% loan we have. I'll build a manufacturer here, why not? Okay, we are at war with Vern. So I am going to send this army to go siege down Vern. Alright. So now the rent is independent, which is great. And we now just get to sit around and rebuild our nation for a while. 30 artificery capacity available. It's gonna be a while, so I am take Arcane Blaster. Okay. Wait, is that Bishade? Yeah, it is Bishade. trade. Alright, alright, that's done. Nope, can't do that. Build one down there, though. One production manufactories in every province. So that means I'm going to get rid of the regimental camp there. Okay, there we are. Let's get Dame's Crown up to the national standard. And then peck trade, and we will go with another 10. Okay. Now I am gonna do this, and this one. And get rid of that. And get up to 40 heavies. Still #1 GP, behind only Yizel Mora. Also, look at these pretty borders. I mean, nothing has happened for probably the past century, but... yeah. Nature of conversion. Yeah, sure, I'll help. Okay, we've built all of those. Now let's build soldiers' households. Make sure I can have a massive army. I declared war on them. Why would... Oh, because Giberd is protector of the Regent Court. That makes sense. Declared war on them. I think I'd win that war. Okay, this is 32. It's good. How many more? 16. 2, 3. 7. And then here. I can get another infantry. Yep. That. Right. That is now a full... what's it called? Full infantry that are all artificers. Temple of Fosara, CLST Colonial Port. Sure. And we will do this and that. Which will allow me to build universities. I shall, of course, build everywhere I can. Nope, we get it in Telgier. Finishing the unfinishable. Right, get that done. Tolerance of True Faith. On the grounds outside Anvilright, a festival commences in full. Dwarven and Gnomish merchants and stands operate side by side, selling a variety of goods to travelers across the Empire. Many have heard the news and wish to witness a truly historical moment, the completion of a Dwarven hold. As the hour approaches, Hierarch Oiban Goodclock and Mayor Ungrim Shalesmith head to a raised platform in the middle of the festival, right in front of the gate of the hold. On one side stands Gnomish soldiers, on the other Dwarven. The audience and atmosphere goes silent as a gray-looking gnome is helped up to the platform alongside the mayors. It is Odnam, Chancellor of Giberd, given the honor of a speech for his diligence in seeing the hold to completion. A great day for our people, two kin, both alike in dignity, and Fair Anvilright, where we lay our hold. From fierce debate found new bounded polity, where Dwarven Gnomish brilliance unfolds. From forth the sweat and blood of we two folk, our debt is paid, and our peoples know one yoke. And with that, I have but one more thing to say. I retire. With that, Odnam cuts the ribbon in front of the hold and shuffles away to the cheers of the crowd. Alright. I believe that's parody of the Romeo and Juliet, if I recall correctly. I haven't read that in, Jesus Christ, probably Nearing a decade? Man, I feel old sometimes. Alright. Shadows in the night. Alright. Ventricle Minister, no, we're good. Yeah, I'll do that, and we will declare for that. Alright. Nope. They need to stay home. And then we'll send 3,000 north. But, of course, that did not work. And they stack wiped them, so we are going to get the infantry there. Yep, we can head there. What happened? Oh, we got hit. Alright. Oh, there we are. That fixes it. I would like this guy to die, preferably. Like to boost the Technomancers. Or the Brillites, sorry. Oh, we have a 10th merchant. Right. Is this... They are West Amerian now. Alright. I'll take Foursquare cost versus other religions. What if I node? Is there any ones that I care about? Alliance, Wyvern Heart. All right. These guys can head over to Telgier, and I will send an army to BPEC. Minister, no. For BPEC, I want you to... nothing, I guess. Alright. Spellbook, Mass Charm. Grab these two provinces. They're free to take it if they want. Come and get it. I want to build a fort there. Tired of that place getting sieged every time. I will not do that unless they're not willing to do that. Build spy network there and build spy network there. Let's drill here, drill here. Trade upgrade cost. Alright. Temple of Azra. Yep. Sure, why not? Yeah, you can drill as well. You know what? I am going to build 2 more infantry for each of them. Oh, they're our vassal. Okay. And we can not quite fabricate here. Bay of Chills, we're already doing that. Transfer trade there, I guess. Sandar. Fort maintenance, extra money. Shit. Arcane Blaster, alright. So... Inventions... Atypical Artificer. As time has gone on, technomancers of our realm have worked closely with the rebellions to see the cities of their interest swell in size and productivity. Now that a technomancer sits in our highest office, it is only fitting we enshrine this cooperation further. The rebellions now offer to help us further our artificery with their scholarly knowledge, pushing the limits of the possible even further, so long as we see to their ongoing protection, and offer them, we cannot possibly refuse. Not using... Okay, so... I can actually improve relation with them. No. Give me a mage, I think is what I want. Do not care about that. Sure. And do not need any more land. If I was to declare war on Dame's Crown, it's a fairly small war. You know, go ahead, you can get in there. Okay, spend it there. I want that one last province. Then I will be satisfied. Protect trade in the Dame's Crown. I'm exaggerating. Okay, great. Just not researching, not using any slots. Okay. Aelantir has proven a land of wonders and horrors in equal measure, if the criers of Telem are to be believed, but none have come even close to the fragment brought home from Aelantir, a thing of incredible mystery and potential, with some theorizing it to be the birthplace of magic itself. Naturally, we must learn more. We must know everything, let nothing be held back. The minds of Giberd will crack this fragment secrets wide open. Alright, so we will go ahead and take that. And now we want to, from the artificers, a job well done. Okay, tier 3. Shelly autoloader. Black Dame's tier bullets. Yeah. Alrighty, and we will go ahead and upgrade them. Transports, prosperous, and protect trade. Yeah. At least 5 artificer inventions. I can do that one. Right, these guys can head back to Giberd. Alright, that's done. Finally, something we can actually build. One died. Sure. I want this one singular province from them. We will actually come here and there we are. Alrighty, finally got rid of the Wexenards there. Okay, why wouldn't Giberd join money? Assume they're a great power. Yeah, they are. And economy actions. Let's just send them. $7,000 ducats. So I can bribe them to get them into the war. And I'll do that in a moment. I also want to... Yeah, let's get 30 trust. Alright, there we are. Dervig. Great. stop drilling them. And this can get upgraded to level 3 Center of Trade. And we are now going to declare war. And don't need that, don't need that. Guess diplomatic free policies. Get rid of that. Where is the heavy fleet? It's over here. Go ahead and set right there, and then guard this fort. And do I want to assault it? Maybe not. Okay, not that. Cultural. Do my artificer exo arms so that my troops will literally hit harder. Alright, how many people have died already? Like 300,000. Alright, send them south. These guys can blockade that fort. Yeah, offense. Should have built up a spy network and a Wex. Made my life easier. Yeah, I'll accept their gift. Spread the troops out. For Wex, they do not want to leave. Okay. Alright, that was painful. Luckily, we should have enough manpower to recover from that. But we are going to have to sit around for a little bit. Right, that's done. Okay, Wex is willing to leave. Just gonna take some money from him. Don't need the money, just rather them not have it. And build that, build that, that. Age of Witch Kings. Alright. Take that. And we should now get fairly powerful cannons. Alright, we lost an entire army. Hmm. That hurts. We shall rebuild it, though. 'Tis not a huge deal. Okay, so these guys need to get together. What's combat with now? 32. Alright. I actually want to go ahead and get 2 right there, 2 right there. I get up to 30, and then that, and then 6, 20, alright. How close are we? They can go get them. Or, you know, they can just protect the James Crown. Get rid of that. Okay. Liberthil. Jesus Christ, that was bloody. Even lost an entire army. Poison for mage. Do we need to have any specific type? No. They might have been a mage, but their stats were... Oh, alright. Okay, and we will take this. Don't need money. Sure. And I don't need... What was I thinking? Yeah. Alright, we have every province in Asmaria. It's gonna be great. We also have, like, basically all the Dame's Crown. No, not the entire Dame's Crown, but the Crownsman provinces. Yeah, I'll accept the Arborani. Sure, I'll build some extra forts, why not? We can also get an alliance with them. Global trade power is great. What's naval combat with? 60. Alright, that solves how many ships I'm gonna get. Do not want the corruption. This is Golden Plains. What is it? Rotwood. Oh, yeah. So I'll get Golden Plains. Okay, and if I wanted to declare war on them, 100% do that. Great. Parliament, corruption, yep. Alfredo of Vern. What a stupid name. Alright, so I want to declare war. And for now, I want to call on those two. Right, grab that. And there, and now we will call the wedge arms. We just want to make sure that we can get the provinces we want from them. Alright, they are taking a -1 from a crossing. Alright, that's good. Go there. Here. Okay, so hypothetically, how much could I get away with taking? Okay, this would make some people very upset. Right, and for Ibivar, we'll call them in. Yep. Alright. Do not want my prosperity going down. Go ahead and... Can't bombard that yet, actually. Give me my fort back. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah, these guys can head and march down to knock them out. Alright, so Grombar doesn't want to get out. Alright, that is Giberd out of the war. And now I am going to send one army there, one army there. Where is my third army? Right here. The culture like over here. Grombar half orc or full orc? Half orc. Okay, that. Okay, so Grombar. Are you willing to peace out now, Grombar? Oh, I guess they're... yeah, Protector of the Faith. And... do we still have our magic? No, we do not. So we'll basically make it so no one is upset with me. Could I push it further? Not really worth it. Alright. Gives me something to build up and spend my money on. Halfling menace. Yeah, halflings are cool. That. Alright, we now have full control over the Dame's Crown trade node, as well as almost full control over the Anbennar trade node. Covert fabricate claim on Rockwall and Sestir, I guess. I'll come back to those later. Yep, take the admin efficiency. Good, 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 good. Drill, drill, drill. Okay, good. We are pushing it the right way because we want to go south, so it multiplies. Sure. Right, this. don't need that anymore. I don't want that. Don't need that. Don't really need that anymore. And then we'll put those on. We can full core that, and put that on. Still #1 great power, still #1 great power. Arboron and Corvuria. What's happening down here? Nothing I can see. We do that with allies. Axe is always nice. Great. That's good. That's good. Already done. We can take that off. Okay, well, I think I am going to end this episode here. I'm probably just gonna sit here and not do anything for probably like a decade or two. While I wait for the next episode to come. Or while I wait for all my provinces to be prosperous. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna end this here. I want to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Have a good day.